All right, sorry guys, I have a friend that like leaves. All right, let us. Yeah, I'm happy to get my. All right, we are at 141 episodes. I don't, especially not in and then an odd number. Yeah, we have 3 episodes in a row to look for. Hop on your. All right, so sorry, let me make sure I'm talking close to my microphone. All right. Welcome to Legacy of 24. I'm Dylan Chuck, and I've seen every single episode of 24. In this podcast, we're discussing episodes 20 and 21 of the 6th season of Fox's original show, 24. And if you want to be a supporter of the show, you can go to patreon.com/thewatchandtalk. And big shout out to our premium supporters, Shakita, June, and Kaka. You hear us refer to anybody in the chat talking about good deals. It's because we stream these episodes live on YouTube. So you can just look for The Watch and Talk on YouTube and click subscribe, and it'll let you know when we go live. And we also tweet out early, before we go live and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So these episodes were different than it's been the rest of the season, right? All right, that's quite a compliment. Yeah, there's some really bad in this. Just the same stuff we've been complaining about. There's some Milo and Nadia stuff. There's Chloe and Morris stuff. Oh my god, it's so bad. But there's some decent stuff in here. Were there any big surprises in these 2 episodes? Well, there's one thing. Christina completely called Lisa being a bad guy. Yeah, Christina completely called that. She doesn't even take a victory lap. She's like, ain't no thing. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't realize how nice it was that we were past that. Especially because
What else?
it's like
Go.
you just went and chilled out for a little bit, and now you're going to be also to go through
Just like
all
a couple,
this.
just like for a couple hours too, like not that like that long.
Also, they said they were going to be released from CTU in the morning. Why couldn't you just get them in the morning without anybody dying?
Right, like what was all this about? And then to be like that's what you needed to do. I don't get it. That was a little weird.
It doesn't make more sense after you find out more. So you know.
That's encouraging.
For those of you guys who don't remember, it's because CTU gets stormed at the one of these episodes, and it's to take Josh Bauer from CTU to give to Philip Bauer while Philip Bauer repairs the RF circuit board or whatever that somehow is going to give Russian defenses up, which still makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, we'll get to that. Let's get into the episodes. Episode 620 aired on May 1st, 2007. It's from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. So, Mike tries to talking to Audrey. No dice.
No dice. Nobody can talk to Audrey.
Yeah, no.
By her PTSD situation.
No, Audrey's done such a good job acting, but this is not quite working.
This is not one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's like
for sure.
So I was thinking, okay, so why did they go through the trouble of training her to say, Jack, help me, Jack. Don't let them do this to me. If they were just going to turn over Jack to get killed. But then I thought about it, and I was like, maybe they were training her like that so they could do it, like when Jack was still there to try to give up information. Maybe that was a part of the plan. They were trying to break her down. But then again, it's like, also, I think they, for them, the first day could have just started hurting her, and she would have said, help me, Jack. Don't let them do this to me. They didn't have to program her to say that. That's not a difficult thing to train somebody to say. You just have to make them...
Especially Audrey.
Yeah, I think she would be like...
Who would be calling for help anyway.
What's that supposed to mean, Justin?
Right. Well, for Jack. She would call for help for Jack.
Okay, I thought you were hinting that women can't be strong characters.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that too.
Okay. I think Christina takes word I'm looking for. Whatever. She disagrees.
Offense?
No, not offense,
Oh.
but
No, stance?
Stance?
Well, I don't know.
Defense?
Sure.
Defense.
That's I can't think of it. Anyway. So anyway, Mike also randomly like talks to Nadia and is like, "This is my fault. Like he had everything in control, and it's my fault for letting the circuit board go." It's kind of out of his character.
It's kind of cute.
And Nadia cheers him up. She's like, "You did the right thing. He was the one that did the wrong thing."
Cute.
Yeah, it's whatever. So Jack pleads to talk to Audrey because he knows what she's been through, but they're like, "You're under arrest." Morris's request for transfer was denied, and then it turns out she's like, "We can talk about this tomorrow," which means he wanted to be transferred at 1 o'clock in the morning. Is that how it works?
Sounds
in these
reasonable.
kind of places? Do you
Yeah,
think
yeah. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
Like,
where
if it was Black Friday and we were working at our former place of work, and I said, "Listen, guys, it's not working out for me. Can I go to work at another store tonight?" You guys would be like, "Yeah, sure."
I think we would be like, I think we're gonna request. I think we're gonna grant your transfer request. Let's not talk about it tomorrow. Let's transfer you right now.
Right now.
That's actually a very great
It was a
scenario
really
because
good
yes,
analogy.
that's like yeah.
This is the Black Friday
welcome.
of counterintelligence. So Lisa and some dude, we find out his name is Bishop. They are conspiring against Noah. K-Slice called it, but basically she's trying to conspire with a lobbyist to get some legislative stuff done. But she doesn't know that he is spying on. That he's a spy.
Yeah, she's like getting played. She's playing at the game.
She's trying to play, but also getting played. Yeah.
There's a lot of people playing.
Never a
There's a
good
lot of people
idea.
getting played in this scenario. There's Tom is playing Noah. Daniels is playing Palmer. Lisa's playing Noah Daniels. Bishop's playing Lisa. Yeah. So anyway, Suvorov calls Noah. Okay, I have a problem with this. I think I want to say take umbrage. I think that's the phrase I was trying to say earlier.
I don't know that phrase.
Suvorov calls Noah about the circuit board. Orders them around. At least Noah is like, remember that this nuke that you're upset that has your defense capabilities in it? Remember, one of your Russian generals allowed these bombs into the country, and they blew up one of our cities, and 12,000 people are dead. So I'm not really going to listen to this right now, that you threatening to attack me because one of your chips got in the hands of a Chinese soldier, right? And it's going to give up your defenses because they shouldn't have ever been in my country in the first place. It's not my responsibility. I spent the entire day tracking them down.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have a problem with that.
That appears to be a problem that somebody would have with this situation.
And then
elaborate though, and you have a problem.
And then he
this.
says, if the Chinese leave with it, he will retaliate. I'd be like,
sorry.
How about this? One of your generals brought a nuclear bomb that went off on my soil already. You know what? I'm already going to retaliate right now. No problem. And, say, just so you know, we already have nukes pointed at you right now. So if you want to go to nuclear war, let's do it. He was ready to do that with the Middle Eastern country earlier.
It's right.
But in this case, I don't know where he's afraid. And he was such a badass foreign policy guy before, but now he's like, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
He doesn't want to sever the ties that we have with Russia. You know?
They figure out figures out there's a spy, and Tom says he's going to look into it really quickly. I have another question about this. Why would Russia give up that they have a spy so easily? They have to know that U.S. kept a tight lid on that.
Yeah.
Because maybe the Russian leaders are conspiring with the U.S. leaders.
No.
Is that too outlandish to have happen?
Yes. Okay, so Chang has his guy check the circuit board, and it was damaged, and they need a security override to fix it. Otherwise, it's useless. What? All right, whatever. Lisa goes to take a shower and looks like...
Yeah, and like, didn't we already have a situation in
Lisa's
this
looking
season
decent, by the way.
I agree.
We already have a situation in this season where they had to like do something with the thing to make it work, and that's why they brought you know.
That was with the nukes in the first place.
You always gotta do something with the thing to make it work now.
Yeah. There's always it just never can straight up work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Lisa goes take a shower, and Bishop starts tracking her communications. And also, by the way, they went from start to finish in their little sexcapade in about 4 minutes.
You always time that. Why?
Dude, 4 minutes is pretty decent as far as I'm concerned.
That's 3 minutes to relax afterward. You know what I'm saying? That's what
I'm saying.
You know, that's what I'm saying. So maybe if it was me, it would probably be 3.5 minutes to calm down afterwards. Relax.
Something.
All right. So Morris and Chloe are done, guys.
So silly.
So fucking.
So he's trying to transfer and breaking up with somebody in the same night.
So
Come on.
Honestly, I thought CTU was gonna blow up this episode, and I was like, damn, this is gonna be the end of Chloe. Fuck yeah. And
hey
man.
No.
Anyway, so fucking cringe. There's no chemistry between them. They're such an odd couple, and it never works. And Spencer Wolf from season 5.
Oh, yeah, Spencer.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Way better chemistry between those two than Morris and Chloe.
Dude, you know who's got the best chemistry, though? Milo and Nadia.
I think Milo and Mike have pretty good chemistry. I'm really into that.
Hey.
You know who's just as good at chemistry between that Morris and Chloe have? I would say Daniels and Lisa. Just as good as chemistry.
Oh, God.
Anyway, doctor's brought in to look at Audrey, and Jack is taken into holding, and he begs Mike to take care of her, and the doctor says he wants to shock her out of it. But there's a 22% chance that she'll die.
Worth.
And it's up to him for some reason. I would be like, no. This is the daughter of the Secretary of Defense, or the former Secretary of Defense. No way is it just up to this doctor. Random doctor. Right? No way. Why would CTU have no jurisdiction over their witness? There's no way. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, they just... Sometimes, a lot of time, they just come up with these situations that... Whatever. So Mike tries to argue that Jack should be able to talk to her, but the doctor says no, and he gets into a fight with Nadia about it because she's like, "We got to respect the chain of command." Mike is kind of a homie in this episode. It kind of makes you forget what a racist piece of shit he is.
Yeah.
Noah Daniels calls Lisa, and he says he needs her, and she's like, "All right, I have to go." And then Bishop calls the Russians immediately. Bad form. You gotta wait like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes before you call the Russians.
So just then, Tom figures out the leak, and he tells Daniels, and Daniels doesn't take it well. And he tells him there's receipts that they stay in the same hotel. And I must say, the only time I ever... Oh, shit. Forgive me. My microphone just almost fell over on me.
I thought you were going to say you forgot to hit record or something.
No.
Because that was like a pretty big...
Oh, I forgot to hit record.
You're so dumb.
But of all the things, I've never liked anything that Noah Daniels has done so far in the show. I do appreciate that he comes clean immediately about that he's been sleeping with Lisa to Tom.
Yeah, but the way he said it, well then, Tom,
you got a problem.
We've got a bigger problem.
Well, here's the thing:
yeah,
is he's like, this is embarrassing and this is bad for me, but it's for the good of the country for me to come clean about this.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that. So he says, we got a bigger problem than you think, Tom, because I've been sleeping with her too. Actually, it turns out that didn't make it a bigger problem. That actually made it easier.
A smaller
Yeah,
problem.
smaller problem.
Yeah.
Because then he was able to have, I don't know, whatever. I guess he was afraid that she could be blackmailing him also, be sleeping together. But anyway, I appreciate him coming clean about it for the good of the country. And again, she thinks Bishop's just a lobbyist. She doesn't know the guy. Mike comes and tells Jack about Audrey, and then he uncuffs him. He's like, "Why are you uncuffing me?" This is a 16, right? This is pretty dope. Do we agree?
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it because this is like, okay. So many times, like people know that Jack's the right guy to do the job and to like do something, but then they work against him because so and so here and there says they can't do it. So it was nice to see like Jack's the right guy for the job. I know that I'm going against what they're saying, but I'm just going to go ahead and help them out in the situation. So it was just a breath of fresh air.
And this is
good to see.
This is just because Jack made him promise not to let anybody hurt her or something like that. It seemed that what he took the biggest offense with it is that she had a death, like a risk of death. And he doesn't even know her, and he was willing to let her possibly get killed over the circuit board earlier. But, I don't know. Either way, I like to see somebody backing Jack up. That's some of the best parts of the show. Sometimes is when somebody else becomes a hero to
somebody else is being a homie.
Yeah, to team up with Jack, which is why I don't know by this point how you don't like it. Doesn't make sense. He does that shit all the time. Am I right, K-Slice, or what?
Yeah, she always has his back.
So anyway, and then he's like, I think you need to do something about it, Jack. And he says, make it look pretty cool.
I thought so. And then he turned around and stuff. Oh, wait.
And then Jack knocks him out. And he's like, easy.
Yeah, that didn't sound good.
Oh, he turns around. I get it.
Yeah, because I was like,
inappropriate.
Make it good. And then, yeah.
Christina!
Sorry.
Christina, come on.
Ugh.
Anyway, pretty boss move. And then Jack just starts knocking dudes out. And then he gets to the doctor and says, what did you do to her? And he's like, nothing yet. And he goes, then consider yourself lucky. Like, I would be maiming you right now if you would actually...
Yeah, badass as fuck. Okay.
Then he takes her away, and they issue a lockdown, and Nadia tells Mike, I think you let Jack go. Okay? Like, really?
Well, that doesn't help their romantic relationship. That's why it's a problem, Dylan.
Yeah, Jack gets her in a room, and then he smashes a keycard pin pad, and that disables the other side's pin pad. This always happens in movies. Doesn't make any sense. It would just stop that panel from working. It wouldn't stop the other panel from working. Anyway. Also,
maybe they're on a centralized panel system.
Are there no cameras here at CTU? Because we've seen cameras used all the time at CTU.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Valid. Take it under consideration.
Anyway,
I don't know about always.
Why isn't Noah Daniels on the phone with Chinese president?
Because he's a shitty intern president.
Also, why wasn't kidnapping the daughter of the Secretary of Defense an act of war?
Because they thought she was dead.
Yeah, but now that he knows that that's what happened.
It's only been a couple hours, man.
Yeah, well, how long does it take to make a phone call to the Chinese president and say, hey, just so you know, you need to tell your guy to cease and desist what he's doing, because otherwise I'm going to nuke you right now. Nuke you to bits.
Bro. Nuke you, bro.
I mean, right, guys?
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's like it's the middle of the night. Maybe he's not thinking clearly. His girlfriend's sleeping with someone else, and it's like all these problems. So really, actually, not the craziest thing that's happened in this 24 hours.
Audrey in a standoff finally says the word Bloomfield, and Nadia finally stands up to the doctor after being urged to by Mike and Milo the entire episode. Like when the lockdown first started, he's like, "This never would have happened if you just let Jack talk to her." All right. Anyway, then Jack's taken back into holding. I must say the scene of Daniels confronting Lisa was extremely satisfying. Because unlike Daniels, she was lying the entire time. She just kept lying, trying to lie her way out of it, and they had all the information on the table. Like she just was not coming clean, even though knowing that it would help the country, she still wasn't coming clean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
And
gonna make another sex joke, but I'm gonna leave this one be.
Yeah, I agree with you though. It's like they usually, I don't know. I just feel like that's where some things in this episode worked, and I think that whole thing worked well. I didn't like when she goes back, which we'll get to in a second. When she goes back and she's trying to shack it up with the guy to do the whole. That was like, okay, we've done this before.
Really poorly
but
done.
up until that point, I was like, okay, this is feeling like it's a similar type of storyline of some things, but it's not feeling so recycled. But then when they got to the house, I was like,
This is the
I mean,
same
other than
thing
they
as-
added the camera
it's the
in
same
the
thing as
room.
Palmer's staffer.
Yeah.
With
But
Yeah,
the
exactly.
only difference is that she didn't get like stabbed in the neck, right?
Or she didn't stab someone in the
him in the neck.
And the other difference is their smooth plan is obviously like, okay, well, I guess stabbing in the neck wasn't really the plan, but like she's like, oh no, let me take a shower, and like that doesn't work. So then it's like, oh, this is getting awkward. So that first part. Anyway, sorry.
So
I
anyway,
don't know if you're with
turns
me.
out that Bloomfield is actually a good lead, and Nadia tells Mike, "You were right." And he's like, "Hey, when it counted, sit up to him." Good relationships, right, guys?
Yeah, this is like top.
Yeah, everyone's so caught up in their relationships right now. Like,
dude, that was
we got a lot happening.
so bad in these 2 episodes. There was so
Mhm.
much relationship shit.
mm-hmm.
Returning character, Secretary Heller. Were you surprised to see that?
Yeah,
And it's good to see him in good health.
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
still rocking suits.
Last time we saw him, he was
Yeah.
driving his car over a cliff. But what was he doing?
And yeah, exactly. So it's good to see him.
What do you
Like,
think he's? What do you think he's working? Who do you think he's working for
Also,
right
why
now?
was
He's
he
still
up
wearing
this late,
suits. All.
just in a suit.
yeah,
Yeah.
just real ready for.
When
the
I'm up
day.
late, I'm not in suits.
Yeah.
He's definitely not working in the current administration. I mean, I would assume, because
Well, we would have seen him by now, right?
also it's his opposite party, and very seldomly do they have Secretary of Defense held over from the previous one. But fun fact is, Obama kept one of George Bush's Secretary of Defenses, at least initially, first like couple months to ease the transition originally. So maybe, hey, maybe he's still Secretary of Defense. Who knows? This is we don't get a confirmation about what his job is, if I remember. Anyway, so then he says he wants to talk to Jack, and then he comes in mad, and he tells Jack he doesn't want him anywhere near Audrey again, and says she went there to find you, so this is your fault.
Yep, that's exactly right.
What kind of second grade logic is that?
Oh, dude, when it comes to people's daughters, you never know what's gonna happen.
What do you think about this, Christina?
What was the question?
About him coming and saying this is your fault that Audrey did this. Secretary Heller.
I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think sorry, I'm trying to think what my thoughts are about it. I feel like they've all been through so much. Like, I don't think we're in a blame game right now. Like, we shouldn't be worried about blaming people for like who, what, when, where. Like, you guys have been through a lot. You did Heller stuff. You did stuff that going back you probably would do differently as well. So like, what's the point of being like, this is your fault? I don't get why it even, like, why are we even going there? You know what I mean?
Face too, and Jack like is looking away, like can't look him in the eyes while he's up in his face. And he
What would have been better about this scene is if Jack kissed him on the mouth.
would have been pretty good. I think it would.
It would have been pretty good.
And then he says, "You're cursed, Jack. Everything you touch one way or another ends up dead." Oh yeah. Like the time he saved you and Audrey from a public execution
Right.
live stream? Or the time Audrey almost
Yeah.
got killed by Henderson because you tried to get Logan to step down with the evidence instead of handing it over to the Attorney General like Jack said? How about you guys are alive in many situations because of Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Pissing me off. This never worked for me. This always pissed me off. And it seemed out of character, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, you guys, that's what I'm saying. You guys have been through so much. Like, it just doesn't seem like that would be the first thing you do is try and blame him.
Right.
I think you'd be more concerned about, like, okay, now what do we do? How do we fix this?
How about
you know?
you're like, okay, so in order to save our country, you just got taken into custody, and my daughter went to save you. You didn't choose to go into custody, and you didn't choose to have Audrey go after you.
Right.
And the second you got a chance, you saved her from Chang. Son of a bitch. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, next episode. Oh, because after that it's beep, 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 beep. Then we have
Yeah, don't forget that.
episode 621, aired on May 8th, 2007. It's from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Jack is told that Heller is filing a restraining order between him and Audrey, which I don't think you can do. But I guess maybe it's because she's in the catatonic state that she can't do that herself. Or I guess while she's in her state, I guess her guardian is.
Whatever. I think it's dumb. Also, like, how far does he have to be away from her? Does he have to leave?
Yeah, does he have to leave CTU right now because he's kind of in custody?
Yeah. Sorry, we got your restraining order right now.
Maybe this is the one situation where he's like, we'll wait until tomorrow to do this. Maybe this is one situation where that actually happens. So, anyways, so Jack says he wants Chang more than anything in the world. He's ready to kill Chang. Right. And they're going after him. They're going to whatever the place is, Birmingham, Bunning, whatever Bloomfield. And they're not going to let him go because he's under arrest. And he gives a very sound argument for Nadia. Does he not?
Yeah. To what?
To why he should be able to go and help out.
Oh, right. All right. Yes.
And Nadia's like, nope. Totally. I was kind of boss, especially because
I feel like she's trying to hold down the fort pretty good.
Yeah, we're so used to him being able to convince anybody to everything, and that's what I'm always freaking being like, yes, I love Jack Bauer because of. But I appreciate that he's kind of like, she's like, nah, I can't. Good idea though, a fun idea, but no, we can't just. That doesn't make sense. Not gonna let you out of custody to help us out when you're under arrest right now. Anyway, and then right after that, after she says no, I can't, he starts squaring up the guards.
It's because he's a badass.
I mean, what do you think of that, Christine? That was pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean that's like the thing that we've already I think Jack has set the badass, what's the word?
Are you drunk right now?
President, huh?
I was just wondering if you're drunk right now.
The thing that's funny is I just felt like I was drunk for a second. I just got lightheaded. I've had a really long week. I had a huge deadline. I didn't even know how I was going to be able to make this work. So I think I'm just I think my body is just slowly shutting down right now while we're on the phone.
No, it certainly sounds like it.
I'm sorry.
It certainly sounds like
it. Yeah, I feel like I'm tripping over my word. Okay, I'm going to get it together. Let me just drink some water. Let me splash some water.
We were talking about him squaring up the guards.
And I answered your question. I just answered it in a very
Jack sets a badass precedent.
Oh. Thank you. We already know that about Jack. Thank you, Justin. Justin understands me. It's like we already know that about Jack. We already know he's a badass. Right.
So
nothing new there.
Milo notices, guys, that Chloe seems upset.
And we need to address it right now.
Well, actually, before we do that, when he's squaring up the guards, Nadia's like, don't even think about it, Jack. If you try anything, we're going to have you in restraints. And then he's like, what am I going to do? Knock these guys out and escape CTU? No, it's not going to happen, so it's not worth. I'm not going to be able to. So, whatever. Yeah, Chloe seems upset. Miles like, hey, what's wrong, Chloe? You seem upset. She's like, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Leave me alone. And then Morris is like, just so everybody knows, Chloe and I have broken up. We're split up. They were broken up. Why do we beat around the bush? But we're going to be professionals. When Mike's going to attack Bloomfield or whatever the hell that is, Nadia's like, make sure to be careful. And Milo sees it, and he's like, I don't want to talk to her.
Yeah, this is all bad. This is all bad
so
stuff.
Chang is planning an attack, and he's attacking in 15 minutes. And on the news, we see the death count is at 12,000. And Josh and Marilyn show back up. And Marilyn has to explain to Josh that you are not your father. You are not responsible for what happened.
Because he's not even your father.
So they've been gone a bunch of hours. Now they're here. And then Chloe comes and just tells her about Audrey out of nowhere. Why? What? Why? Anyway, so they prep Elisa for a little sting operation. And what do we think of how Daniels is kind of pacing and leering over her in an intimidating way throughout this episode?
Trying to
I
assert that
think,
dominance. You know what I mean?
yeah, I would say I feel like based on current times, where like every other day you hear something crazy come out about someone doing something, I just feel like it's a really awkward. It's like awkward to watch it in our current climate, if that makes sense.
He threatens to have her thrown in jail too, or thrown in like tried as an enemy combatant. So he wasn't playing no games. And
Uh-oh. I think we lost you a little bit.
We lost you a little bit
I
there.
didn't hear what you said.
let me take it. Ah, fuck!
Yeah, definitely timestamp this.
All right. 30. I don't know what I was saying, but it came through on my end. It recorded on my end, so whatever. Just say yeah.
Okay, ready?
Uh-huh. Wait, what's the go sign?
Just say yeah.
Justin? Oh, okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
But anyway, so they prep Alicia.
Was that convincing? I didn't feel convincing.
Okay, well let's really get back into it.
Sorry.
Just say yeah again.
I thought
and
Justin.
all.
I thought we were both gonna say yeah.
No,
I didn't
just
know it was just
Christina.
me.
Just say yeah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
say yeah in agreement.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, he's gonna have her locked up as an enemy combatant. And what's funny?
Nothing.
Just keep going.
So yeah, Marilyn comes and talks to Jack and presses him about Audrey, and he's like, Marilyn, I don't want to talk about this. And she's like, just so you know, when this is over, I'll be here for you.
This is important to have happen during this time. Just so we're
And what
clear.
does she mean exactly by like I'll be here for you? And
She
also
means
like
free HJs
She means-
ain't no thing.
HJ's faux shit.
She-
Faux.
Oh shit.
So, sure.
Yeah, she
I felt like
is a
that was
hoe.
really weird. And yeah, that's how it felt. Like it hasn't been 24 hours since your husband's died.
Yeah.
So how about we not?
Oh, guys, Morris and Chloe have more of a conversation about their breakup.
Very important.
Turns out that she'll never be able to look at him the same way again because of what he did.
Yeah.
And she says, you're wrong. And he says, you know me better than anyone, right? He's like, yes. And he's like, when have I ever been wrong? I guess you're right. And so it seems like they're broken up, guys. And then meanwhile, World War III is about to happen. But hold on one second. Let's talk about this. Are they going to break up? What's your predictions around this? Justin, what's your predictions around this?
I think they're gonna stay together forever.
Christina, what are you thinking? What are your, like, well, let's give some analysis.
Well,
for this
based
important-
on if his transfer gets supported or not,
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
like if he does transfer, it's over. If he doesn't transfer, there's a chance.
I wish that we got more screen time with this.
Yeah,
Definitely.
more.
I mean, it was like I could have even skipped it.
I could have
Yeah.
skipped everything else other than this. I'm like, get back to
Oh, this was
Morris and
just-
Chloe.
more
Morris and
this.
Chloe.
So Doyle's team moves to Bloomfield, where we think Chang and Co are, right? But guys,
Right.
they get in and they're not there. Was this shocking to you,
Oh,
or did you think they
no.
were planning a
Twist.
strike on their own compound?
Twist. No, I didn't. First of all, I didn't know where everything was going, but I didn't think it was going where it went. Like I didn't think they were going to be like doing this whole.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I didn't know where it was going, but yes, twist, surprise.
Wow.
Were you surprised, Dylan? Actually, Dylan, are you ever like think about it? Is there ever a time that you're actually surprised, or you really don't remember something so well that it's like, oh my gosh, I actually forgot that? Or are
There's
you
plot
pretty
points I
like
forget, but then before we get to them, I'm like, oh, I remember what this.
you remember where it goes? It's kind of like when I watch Full House, you know?
No, I don't know. No, but what I'm saying is, you didn't think that they were about to storm Chang, right?
Right.
You thought
Wait.
that
what do you
Chang
mean?
wasn't in the warehouse that they were storming, right?
Oh yes.
Because why would they be attacking, planning a strike on their own warehouse?
Yes.
So apparently they're at a warehouse right next door to CTU.
Right.
So convenient.
Dude, this
I
was,
mean, I wonder how
this
much
was
rent is
so
there.
poorly written.
Lisa Miller's bumped.
Also, it's like kind of easy to break into CTU. I guess he had the codes, but it's like kind of easy. But anyways,
also just
Lisa,
went
what?
to the sewer system, so that's all you have to do. Lisa Miller.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Lisa
like-
Miller, she's kind of bugging out, guys. And Tom's like, you should be. If this goes wrong, you'll face treason charges. And she's like, I've cooperated completely. And he goes, okay, you can tell that in your treason trial. And they go in, and she starts getting intimate, and then she tries to take a shower, and they can't, and whatever. Who gives a shit? That's all I'm going to say about this plotline so far. Milo and Nadia have a talk, guys. Let's talk about this, because this is really the meat and potatoes.
No.
This is the meat and potatoes of the show, guys. Because listen to this. This is what he goes up and says to her. He says, I understand if your feelings have changed in 4 hours. But if there's something going on with you and Doyle, who you met 5 hours ago, it's okay. He says it's okay. And she says, Milo, I don't know what I feel. TBH.
Dylan, are you mad right now?
No, this is really good plotline.
People probably like jump off or like that 15-second skip when they hear Dylan yelling like that.
Luckily, I level the volume. That was probably loud for people, but it's not as loud as it was for you guys.
Oh, you take care of their
I
ears.
leveled
That's
the,
nice of you to take care of
So nice of you,
of the
Dylan.
people.
So anyway, let's talk about this plotline. Wait, it doesn't go anywhere because Milo dies 5 minutes later, and the whole thing was for nothing always.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing like that. Oh gosh, yeah, this is like all a waste of a waste of a waste.
This is a waste of a waste.
Waste of a waste of a waste
Like
of
they
a waste.
wasted
So
their
much
waste.
So wasteful.
Waste of a waste of a waste of a waste.
So anyway, Chinese soldiers work their way through the sewers and surprise CTU, and all communications are severed because you can just do that to CTU. And guess what? CTU's attacked. Less than 24 episodes since the last time. No, I mean a little more than 24 episodes. It was like 30 episodes.
Yeah, like after all the things that have happened, like to CTU, I just would feel like they're
But they have guns this time.
security. Huh?
They have guns this time. Last time it was Centaur Nerve gas, so it's different.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
It's different! So they start killing all the guards, and Jack's like telling the guard, you gotta let me out. And the guy's like, okay, and then he just gets shot. And then Jack shoots the guy back and kills him. Then the machine gun kills 2 more. And then all the CTU staff are forced to their knees, their hands up. Who's in command? Nadia's a little fucking coward because she doesn't speak up immediately. Then I said, who's in command? And then Milo plays the hero. I am. I'm acting director of CTU. Come here. Okay. A little closer. Okay, BAM!
Headshot.
Very
Rip, dude.
character from that was been there since the first season.
Rip, dude. Rip.
Finally got killed. We never found out what happened in Denver with him and Doyle.
Oh yeah, I was really
maybe we'll find out at the
wanted
end.
to know. That was important to me.
So
Maybe we'll find out at the end.
So what's gonna happen between Milo and Nadia, guys?
She's gonna plan his funeral.
Yeah.
Oh, too soon, too soon.
Do you guys think her feelings for Milo had changed in the 3 hours since they kissed? 4 hours since?
What'd you say? Do you think
really? You can only hope, dude.
I wonder what her feelings changed. Because you can kind of decide where you feel about somebody in 3 hours, 4 hours after
really
kissing
spending time with
them
them?
and we're going
Are you
through all
saying
this
that?
kind of
Are you
stuff.
saying that you can't, Dylan?
Yeah, you can make up your mind about how you feel about somebody that you've been working with for a long time within 3 hours after kissing.
Right. That's what I'm saying too.
So
I'm not
yeah,
sure
so
what's
then the soldiers go and get Josh and Marilyn, and then Jack kills both those soldiers. Kill count +5. And finds out they're there for Josh. Curveball. Then
I actually.
right, now you go.
No, I was just like I was actually confused why they were there for him, and so like I thought maybe he knew how to do something, like he was like this smart. But then I was like, but they already used that story. They're like that one kid, the adult who was in the earlier part of this season when they like used this. Because I was like, does he know how to do something that they need to know how to do? I felt like that was all kind of like what?
Yeah, so it couldn't have been that
not
plot
Morris,
line
the
because
other
we
guy,
wouldn't
but
see
either way.
this show recycle a plot line.
So that wasn't possible.
Anyway, the leader of the Chinese guys in CTU, his name is Zhao. And
Zhao.
Jack stashes Josh behind in the what's it called, ventilation system, and then him and
Good old
Marilyn are
Jack.
captured. And Nadia has to call Mike and tell him about the communications going down, and he buys it. It seems like, but maybe he doesn't. Or what do you guys think? You think he was suspicious?
Probably like a medium amount of spish. I don't know about suspish.
A medium message. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't gauge it well enough, I think, to be able to provide more clarity.
So Zhao gets Marilyn at gunpoint and counts to 10, so Josh surrenders. And then turns out that Philip made Chang get Josh in exchange for repairing the circuit board.
Great.
And their rendezvous is in 15 minutes.
Mhm.
The rendezvous. 15 minutes away from CTU, they're going to be rendezvousing. At least. Maybe closer than 15 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, so he has 5 minutes to go get ready and get in the car and all that stuff.
Right.
10 minutes away from CTU, they're going to meet up. And that's it.
Carry on. Honestly.
Keep. Kill
I
count plus 5.
okay, because like when I
160
wasn't
kills,
sure
140 win.
Kill count plus
sorry.
5?
Jack's kill count.
when
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
when they're looking at the boy, and then it ends up being something like the grandpa wants the boy back, and like some weird. It just seems kind of like I was actually these 2 episodes I was going along with it, right? For the most part, there's some weird things, but I was going with it, and then that was just like what?
It doesn't get better when you're explained it.
See, that's disappointing to hear.
Yeah, it's disappointing because it's fucking dog shit.
You know, that is encouraging though, because I'm starting to feel like I've been, I think, a pretty good moving along with you, Dylan, and like enjoying it. And this season's really not, I'm not feeling it. So if this one's really bad, that's good to know this one's really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's so I'll say this. The writer's strike happened after the season, and they took a year off, and they had a lot to think about and consider because they basically apologized to everybody for making a bad season. And then they were like, all right, we're going to come up with something completely fresh. I think I've told you a little bit, but might as well tell you, this is the last time the show takes place in L.A. We never touch down in L.A. ever again. We're all in different locations from now on.
Which is good. I could see why. It's like, how many times is someone going to break into CTU, or how many times is there going to be a rat at CTU offices? Like, I'm over the set, to be honest. Like, it's a cool set. It's actually a nice,
you never see the set
like,
again?
office type thing.
Actually, next season,
I don't mind that.
There is no CTU. Is that exciting?
Sure.
It was exciting for
No
us.
CTU at all?
No CTU at all. So, as 0 CTU. And
Does that mean 0 Chloe?
no, it doesn't mean 0 Chloe. It doesn't mean 0 Jack. It just means that CTU is not a thing. Next
we
season
still have
feels
Chloe.
completely different, so it's a good thing. They really wanted to come up with something fresh and something completely different and change the pace of the show, and they had a year and a half to think about it. So, either way, it's something I think you guys should look forward to. I don't think that season 7 is brilliant or anything like that, but it's significantly better, and a lot of really fresh stuff. And like I said, plan on getting together with you guys in 2 weeks to watch the premiere, the first episode together, and film it and put it up on our website again, or put it up on YouTube again.
What's in 2 weeks? Let's table that conversation before we get off the phone, so we can pick a date and stuff. Because I don't remember it, but
yeah, no, let's figure out the date right now while we're recording live. And
While
figuring out the
everyone's
date and time
listening.
and all that kind of stuff. No problem.
yeah.
All right, so next week, that's in 3 weeks actually. Sorry, it's 3 weeks because next week we're gonna do a 3-part episode. We're gonna do episodes 22, 23, 24, and R.I.P. season 6. Don't let the door kick you on the fucking way out. And then the next week we're gonna do 24 Redemption, which is the 2-hour movie that kind of filled in the blanks in between season 6 and season 7, because I believe there's a 4-year gap in between season 6 and season 7, so it's a long time passes. And you know, it's a bridge episode or whatever, and we'll talk about that on our preview episode. Talk about that.
Cool.
Cool.
And then the week after
Sounds
that
good.
is when we start season 7. We'll do episode 1 and 2 together, and like I said, we should be able to do like I did season 5 reaction video. We'll do season 7 reaction, so it should be. I'm looking forward to it.
Woo!
Any predictions, guys, for the finale? What do we think? What do we?
No, just
What do
get
you
it
want
over
to
with,
happen?
you know what I mean?
What do you want to happen?
Chloe to die.
No, there's no way. Well, I definitely want Morris and Chloe to stay together.
I hope we find out about Denver.
I mean, the fact that if we never find out about Denver, I actually think that's annoying. How many times did they say
You'll
Denver?
never
And
hear-
if they
I
were
don't
just trying to
think you'll ever hear
set,
the words Denver again.
yeah, so they were just trying to set the tone for
words.
like, I thought maybe they were trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
It sucks when this happens.
come on,
doesn't it?
guys, come on.
It sucks when this happens.
Yeah,
We
like,
have
oh,
no
plant the
idea.
seed.
You're
They're
not
trying to
even
like
giving
plant.
us
I thought they might
I
have
think
been
they're
trying
trying
to
to.
plant the
Come on,
seed
guys,
for
help me out with the word I'm thinking of. They're trying to.
Wait, have you seen that commercial where the sloth is like playing Pictionary? So
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of. It's a Geico commercial. So great. But yes, I felt like they were trying to plant the seed for something. This whole Denver situation just never panned out. And so they just like eventually drop it. Because at the beginning of the season, it was like nonstop Denver. I feel like they kept talking about it.
It was a non-stop, Christina.
Was that dramatic?
Yeah, it was a little hyperbolic, but anyway, any things you want to see resolved? Anything we want to besides Denver and Morris and Chloe? Any predictions? Anything you want to see happen?
Whatever happens to Lisa, that's what I'm looking for.
I think Lisa's more decent than Marilyn.
Nah.
You're insane.
Nah.
I guess you like that boring kind of boring.
Interesting.
All right, since we don't want to come up with anything, you guys don't want to come up with any predictions?
No, I have nothing. I did good. I think I did good this season. I should give myself a pat.
You did well. Superman does good. You did well. Sorry, spoiler alert for Justice League.
Did you see it?
Yeah, so, and we already reviewed it.
I heard it was whack.
Listen to our thoughts on the Watch and Talk podcast. Speaking of which, I do a movie review podcast. It's called The Watch and Talk. We do non-spoiler review of the movie. So, Christina, if you haven't seen the movie, you can listen to our thoughts about it and our recommendations for if you should see it or not. And we don't give you any spoilers other than anything that's in the trailer. And there's a spoiler section afterward. So if you have seen it, you can hear a more in-depth conversation about it too. And we do a fun top 5 list before it. So I think we're doing our top 5 DC movie characters, not DCEU. So anybody that's been in any DC movie, so the Batman, the older Batman movies, and Superman.
That
movies,
is fun.
And it's a fun top 5 list.
That is
fun, Christina.
Oh, it's just so fun.
Gonna tune in, and listen to this episode of the Watch and Talk.
I might give it a go. You know.
Just say you are going to, even though you're not going to.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I am.
The Oscar goes to.
Believe her.
So we
Believe
just-
her.
It's been a long week.
We just
You
reviewed
have no
Justice
clue.
League, and next week we are reviewing, I believe, The Darkest Hour, the Winston Churchill movie, or we might do Coco. Either way, we're gonna do both somehow. So I don't know. Maybe Coco will just be a bonus review, and we'll just do Darkest Hour. But I'm really looking forward to the movie. I'm really looking. Where do you tell people they can follow you on the internet? Vanderslice?
Oh, let's see if I can figure this out. You can follow me at K_Vanderslice on Twitter and at K_Vanderslice on Instagram.
That's why I tell people they follow you on the internet.
I'm on the internet under @JustinB on Twitter and Instagram.
For me, you can follow me at Shuckster. That's SCHUCKSTER. Once again, you can check out The Watch and Talk for the movie review podcast. For the show, you can follow us at Legacy24. You can go to our website at legacy24.com. You can email us at legacy24@gmail.com. And you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/The Watch and Talk. And that's it. I'm Dylan Chuck.
I'm just Marino.
And I'm Christina Vanderslice.
And we'll see you here next week.